Hello everybody and welcome to Monza for round 3 of the 2019.2 South African simGP series. I'm Jason Holden-Jones of course, and I'll be bringing you the race this evening. And of course we've got the qualifying session underway already, 5 minutes gone in fact. And it is Jim Clark who's on provisional pole position already for big core racing. And it's a good 0.3 of a second quicker than Bongi Mabida, our second fastest driver at the moment. And Clark springing to the pits to start another run. Matthew Boy currently in 3rd position for Point Blank Racing. And now we watch Lawrence Sterner. Sterner looking very quick in the final practice session. He was 2nd fastest overall. And looking for a strong result is Sterner. We will have 19 cars on the grid this evening, so a much better field than round 2, which I'm happy to report. And a big welcome to everybody on YouTube live chat. Everybody starts moving in and settling down for an exciting race this evening. Sterner coming through to start flying lap. Let's get my cameras right here. So down to turn and we go, ahead of heavy braking of course. We just went through the second Lesmo corner now, down the long back straight towards Ascari. Turn 7 this will be. We passed the back marker. There's someone going a bit slow on the left side there. Through Ascari we go now. And we get a good drive off here down the back straight. And on the run now towards Parabolica. You can see a lot of drivers getting a good slipstream off this straight. And getting as close as possible to the car in front through here and then down the main straight for an overtaking place into turn 1. And Sterner is going to do a 39.99, much better lap. That gives him 3rd position, just off Mabida's time. There's 2/100ths of a second between 2nd and 3rd at the moment. Rudy Murray looking strong there in 4th position too. Here he is now, with tribute to, of course, the late Anton Hubert. And you'll see on the back wing of Rudy Murray's car, RIP AH19, Anton Hubert, and the number 19, his race number. And a fantastic tribute there from Rudy. And of course, Anton Hubert losing his life during the Formula 2 race on the 31st of August at Spa. Horrific accident which claimed his life. And Rudy now 0.2 of a second slower for the moment. Let's see what he can do now. Got just over 6 minutes remaining in this session. Don't you? And Alfie van Zelner with a cracking lap there, he puts him top 5. Murray looking a bit quicker now. He needs to find something through the last section. Murray is currently in 4th position. I don't think he's going to challenge Lawrence Sterner there in 3rd position just yet. And Murray's not going to improve this time around. See what Mabida is up to. He's He's on an outlap, I think. Sterner's also on an outlap. Jacques Boerter now pops up into 4th position and is looking to find another 10th. This could challenge Sterner there for 3rd position, as Hodgson now goes into 6th position. Boerter looking very strong at the moment. He's challenging Mabida for that 2nd position, I think. We lost a bit of time there, unfortunately. And in that Black Widow entry, of course, Black Widow have got a new sponsor on board, Brutzi. Fantastic to see them on the SimRace South Africa scene. Boerter looking very strong. Now, can he keep this through Ascari? Yes, he can. Just lost 100ths of a second, but not too bad. And this is going to give Boerter 2nd position if he can maintain this momentum through the Parabolica. Always improving even further. Now he's lost a bit of time, but still this is going to give him 2nd position. Great lap this is from Boerter. He's done it 30.849, but 0.3 of a second away from provisional pole position holder Jim Clark. This Boerter goes past one of his spinning teammates. We're just going to call quits on that. Oh, Jim Clark now almost 0.3 of a second quicker, just cementing that pole position. So 30.3 for Clark. Can anybody respond with just over 3 minutes remaining? I think the gap's a bit too big, but who knows? Perhaps Boerter or Mabida can pull something out the bag. Oliphant now up into 5th position for Volante Racing. Good effort from him. Alfie van Zyl up to 7th. Here comes Hodgson. Start a flying lap now. Currently in 8th position. Or Point Blank Racing. Hodgson has found something 0.2 quick already. 31.2 would challenge Oliphant for 5th position. Mabida stays 3rd after he's just completed a lap. Peter Gelden is now up into 12th position for Redline. Peter Breed, Malherbe, Magia are in danger of relegation down to Division 2 for round 4, so they need to come up with something special, otherwise they'll be swapping with the top 3 from Division 2 on Wednesday evening, because this is the Division 1 race this evening. Division 2 is on Wednesday evening. There's still space on the grid if anybody wants to get stuck in. Welcome to visit our website at simracesa.co.za. Click on the Esports Leagues tab and you'll find a sign-up form there. That sign-up will come through to me via email, and I'll email back as soon as I can. It's Murray up to his 10th and a half slow, unfortunately. Hodgson also a bit slower. Still time to make up time. Sterner now up into 2nd position with a 30.730. So unseating Boerter there from 2nd. Good job by him. Oh, Nodri gets it wrong, pushing very hard. Just got into the power bit too early, and around he goes into the wall. That's the end of his qualifying attempt. Steven Sparks now, he is in 10th position. He's not going to go quicker this lap, but he might be able to get another lap done. Crosses the line before that 20 seconds is over, that is. There's a bit of leeway on top of that too, so he should be fine for another lap. Sparks actually abandons that lap. Clark is going for another SATA. Doesn't really need to do too much. He's half a second quicker than anybody else. Stern is second. Bort is in third. In the pits, however. Mabida has found a bit of pace now. Can he maintain it? Peter's not going to improve, unfortunately. Clark's in the pit. Stern is in the pit. Porter. Mabida crosses the line now, but does not improve. Who else is on a run? Let me just jump down the order. Sparks is not going to improve this lap. Mark Jansen van Rensburg. Now he's looking much better. He's currently 11th. Challenging Sparks for 10th. I think he might just get it. Let's see what happens now. It was Van Rensburg. 3 turns quicker. Yes, he gets 10th position. Good effort there. And I think that's qualifying done and dusted. Gears also been up. Yes. So Clark will start from pole position ahead of Sterner. And we're going to take a short break. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Monza circuit for round 3 of the 2019.2 South African simGP series. And we have got the formation app underway. Of course, pole driver Jim Clark leads the field. It is an Echo Racing 1-2 in qualifying. Sterner there behind Clark, of course, them teammates. And we've got Jacques Boerte in third position. A fantastic effort. In third for Black Widow Racing. Mongi Mabida lines up in fourth position. Just ahead of there's the Oliphant. Can never count out Oliphant. Always there in the mix. Always challenging Nick Hodgson too. In sixth position. Rudy Murray in seventh. Alfie van Zyl in eighth. Matthew Boy, ninth position. Mark Jansen van Rensburg in 10th. The current Drivers' Championship standings, it is Jim Clark tied with Daniel Haynes. Daniel Haynes not racing this evening, taking his drop week. It is Jim Clark and Daniel Haynes tied on top of the standings. Sterner in third, Boy in fourth, and Rudy Murray completes your top 10. So very close, of course, with just 2 rounds down so far. And in the Teams Championship, it is Echo Racing leading the race, with Jim Clark and Lawrence Sterner, of course. Delta Racing right there too. Daniel Haynes, Rudy Murray just 2 points behind them. Point Blank Racing, Nick Hodgson and Matthew Boyer in third position. Not far behind at all. But back to this evening's racing. And it is Jim Clark who is about to start this race. And off we go. The race has started. Stern is right with him, however. He's going to get the slipstream from his teammates. It's going to be interesting what happens now into turn 1. Down the main straight we go for the very first time. And here comes Sterner. Clark feeling the need to go defensive. Now this could end in tears for Eco Racing. Let's see how they handle this turn 1. But they do it very well indeed. Do we have a clean turn 1 at Monza? It would be amazing if it would be so. No, it looks like we've got some action in the back. Of course we do. Typical Monza turn 1 incident. Alex Deval caught up in that. Who else is there? It's Corne Breed too. Duggan's got Kellness as well. And Oliphant has got Buerta for 4th position. Oh, we've got cars off here. Cars in there. Cars off to the right and the left. And Oliphant's bleeding positions. Oh, and he cuts across in front of Stephen Sparks. Sparks away to it, thankfully. And Sparks now will be in the slipstream. Let's see if we can ride on board with him. Yes, we can. We see the big halo in front of us. The drivers can race without the halo, but just from our perspective, we see the halo. Oh, here comes Sparks up the inside. It's brave. Can he get it stopped? No, he can't. But Oliphant also runs one. Alfie Van Zyl looking dangerous now. He's in the slipstream of Oliphant. You should have him into Parabolica. Let's see what happens now. So Clark leads Sterner by 0.2 of a second. Still tight at the front. Janssen van Rensburg has got Red 15th, I think that is. And Alfie Van Zyl now. He's looking dangerous. Clark does a 32.933 on his opening lap. Well, Van Zyl cannot keep with Oliphant down the straight. I wonder if Van Zyl's using much more error. Here comes Rudy Marais with a dive up the inside of Nick Hodgson. It does not work out. Oh, Alfie Van Zyl running side by side now with Oliphant. But no, Oliphant just pulls out. I think Van Zyl's using a lot more wing. That might help him later on with tyre wear, but it's cost him a straight line performance. Oliphant now having a look up the inside of Sparks. Sparks not having it, shuts the door. And Murray's got Hodgson. What's happened to Hodgson? No, Hodgson's just been passed by Murray. Fortunately, they're happening off camera. So Murray on a mission now. Next up for Murray is Jacques Buerta in 4th position, just 2 seconds away. And Mabida has got some serious company from Jacques Buerta. Oh, Jacques Buerta does well not to run to the back of him. Because Buerta, and I think Buerta was running a lot of wings. So I wonder if the Black Widow racing cars, they've gone for the high wing setup. And that's not going to help Buerta trying to avoid Mabida. It's cost him a lot of time. Oliphant is putting a move on Stephen Sparks. Stephen Sparks trying to come back at him now. On board with Sparks. Side by side Oliphant into turn 1. Around the outside. Oh no, he's turned into Oliphant. Oh, and there's chaos. So Sparks involved with a lot of action there. He's down to 12th position. That's all it took. Oliphant not waiting for him, not feeling it's his mistake. Fair enough. We've got Donnie Miller and the other Echo car down in 10th position. Echo with a very strong showing here in Division 1 this round, as usual. Makia's got my hair, but Janssen van Rensburg's bleeding positions. Oh, he's off. Raymond Duggan under pressure from Donnie Miller. Oh, what's happened there? Duggan breaks himself. boy, trying to take advantage of that now. Boying on the slipstream. Should he gonna have a go at Duggan? Yes, here he comes. Easy. Breezes past to 10th position. And slots in just behind Donnie Miller. Duggan much better under brakes. As I said, a Black Widow car's thing running a lot more wing. Let's see how that works out for them later on. Steven Sparks into the pits now. I think he's had some damage from that incident. Comes Duggan again back at Boy. Boy just covers that outside line. Duggan into lift. A mistake there from Boy. Here comes Duggan around the outside. Easiest part. So Duggan back up to 10th position. Brett's got Malherbe there for 13th. Malherbe lets Holden-Jones through for whatever reason. Perhaps there was an incident before we didn't see. So Van Rensburg's got Peter Breed for company. This is over 16th position. Jim Clark, not exactly getting away from teammate Sterner. These two running line astern. Looking good. Sterner takes a bit of time out of Clark again. Has Clark got a problem? He looks pretty slow at the moment. Let's just look at my gauge at the bottom. He is running full throttle. Seems to be the problem. Certainly Sterner looking a bit stronger at this stage. Babita's got Buerta all over him again. Did Babita make a mistake? It's allowed Buerta to really run with him. Darting side by side is Buerta trying to find a way past. Here comes Buerta. Seems that Mabita's running very low aerodynamic setup. Able to pull away from Buerta even when the Buerta's in the slipstream. Oh, here comes Buerta up the inside. Nice dive. Wow, what a move. Epic stuff there from Jacques Buerta. Just not having it. Makes the move and off he goes. It's a good 7 seconds behind Sterner now, but look how he's pulled away from Abida. He's left him behind. And Sterner's caught up to Clark once again. Oh, Clark makes a slight error. Here comes Sterner. Has he got a run on him? Sterner's looking to the inside. Oh, almost. I think he saw his opportunity there. Not quite close enough to grab it. But we don't often say that someone is challenging Jim Clark. Perhaps this is Sterner's night. Holden-Jones has got Breed for 13th position. Back to our leader now. Clark starting to open up the gap now. It's up to 0.7 of a second. And Nick Hodgson starting to move closer towards Marais. That gap just half a second now. This is Janssen and Mahebe fighting it out. Side by side. Mahebe makes room. Through goes. Oh, someone's off now. Who is that? This corner, Bread. And Peter Bread. Jim Clark with fast lap of the race at 31.786. Miller's fallen down. Miller's heading off. Yes, he has down to 12th position. He goes, and he'll be under pressure now from Holden-Jones as he approaches the Parabolica. Stern is taking a 10th out of Clark again. Takes another 10th out of him again. Lawrenson looking very strong this evening. Just 4/10 in it between Marais and Hodgson now for 5th position. Delta Racing leading Point Blank Racing. On board with Nick Hodgson. Down the main straight we go. To the Rettifilio corner. First corner of the circuit. Oh, Nick Hodgson running on the outside of Marais. And we look at Marais' car. We can see that tribute to Anton Hubert. The Formula 2 driver who tragically lost his life on the 31st of August at the Spa circuit. If you look at the rear wing of Marais' car, you'll see RIP AH19. AH for Anton Hubert, but of course 19 was his race number. Lovely tribute there from Marais and the Delta Racing team. See, most drivers have gone for the soft tyre option. It's just Peter Breed in 17th who's gone onto the medium tyre. Mark McGeer now and Donnie Miller, they are together, just 6/10 in between them. That's over 11th position. Stern now just within half a second from Clark. Stern really starting to take it to Clark now. Hodgson's heading off. Oh, into the wall he goes. Oh, he's not a damage to that car. And Mabita's got Buerta too. Oh, Buerta's off too. I wonder if they come together somehow. Perhaps Hodgson went to the back of Buerta when he went off. I'm not sure. But those two cars are down. Murray takes his opportunity too. And moves up into 5th position. These two approaching Steven Sparks, who's almost a lap down after his pit stop. Buerta looking to try on the inside. Oh, great move there from Buerta. Patient. Cut inside to avoid the dirty air from the car in front because Murray's going to have a run on him back. And now here comes Murray once again. Hodgson in the pits, no doubt to repair that damage. I wonder if he's going to try and go to the end from here. Somehow salvage his race. There he comes. He's in fact leaving the pits now. And he will rejoin in 14th position. Our race leaders. Clark leads Sterner for the moment. But Sterner's hanging on for dear life. Now, can he take it to Clark now? That's the question. So they're, of course, approaching Steven Sparks, who I just mentioned was a lap down. He's a lap down. Murray and Buerta still very close together. It's on board with Jacques Buerta. Nicely positioned is Buerta. Buerta very quick through that corner. Buerta go for another dive up the inside. Yes, he will. Oh, very confident on the brakes is Buerta. Look, he gets it stopped as well. Murray will be a bit surprised by that. So Buerta, the best Black Widow Racing Place driver in 5th position, doing a sterling job. But Murray's not finished with him yet. Lost a lot of time through that corner to Murray. It's cost him dearly. It's dropped to be a second behind Buerta now. Sterner, still his teammate, pulling himself on, no doubt. Donnie Miller now right with this driver, Mike McGeer. Bit of a train forming behind McGeer. McGeer, Miller, Geldenes and Mark Jansen van Rensburg together. Here comes Matthew Boy. No, it's not even Matthew Boy in fact. It's in fact Nick Hodgson. It's not, I've confused my cars for some reason. Back to the action. It was Peter Geldenes who has a very similar livery to the other Point Blank cars. And that's what threw me off. With these four very close together. So we're just going to stay with this lot for a while. So Sterner 3/10 per second quicker than Clark that last lap. And Sterner's right with Clark. He's challenging Clark, in fact, for the lead. Clark goes defensive. Sterner running around the outside. And Clark survives. Now the next car further down the road is Bongi Mabida. They're in third position, but he's in fact 16 seconds away. But what Mabida wants is those two to fight as much as possible so he can catch up. In fact, he's taken 0.3 of a second out of that last sector already. Mark, I know you sent me a livery to use this evening, but I don't know what's happened to it. It hasn't come through. I can see that the service settings are right, but if you watch this later on, just send it to me again or have a look again. We'll sort it out for the next one. Hodgson's got Keldenes. Let's moves done. Into the pits comes Sterner. So looking to get the undercut done on teammate Clark. Let's see what tires he goes to. Hopefully Sterner doesn't rejoin in traffic, because that'll totally wreck his race. Oh, quick stop there. Sterner stayed on the soft tyre. And crucially, he's come out in front of Oliphant in clean air. So now he can really start nailing the laps now. And is Jim Clark going to respond? Or is he going to stay out? But Sterner trying the undercuts on teammate Clark for the lead of this race. Fantastic to watch. Got a real race on our hands this evening. McGee and Miller together now. To Rettifilia corner we go. McGee keeps out Miller, but for how long? Oh, and Miller has a spin. Miller keeps it out of the wall, thankfully. Hodgson will slip past 2 into 12th. Here comes Clark. Is he going to respond and come in now? No, he stays out, so that's interesting. Does a 31.254 does Clark. Miguel's at a spin. Oh, that's wrecked his race. Down to 15th he goes. These four still nice and tight. Oh, twitch there for Van Rensburg. Through goes Donnie Miller to 11th. Alfie Van Sales had a spin. Just be careful to safely rejoin. But Van Sales down to 9th position now. Boita and Oliphant together. Clark did a 31.403 that last lap. Let's see what Sterner does now. It's a 31.808. So this is actually working out for Clark quite nicely. And the undercut's not quite working for Sterner just yet. Perhaps he came in a bit early. Into the pits comes Matthew Boy in the point blank racing entry. Jens van Reesberg puts a move on Holden-Jones. Good 8th position, nicely done. (31.173) now from Clark. Really turning with the pace is Clark now. Someone runs wide, in fact. That is Holden-Jones taking to the escape road. Porter trying to go on the outside of Oliphant through Parabolica. But Oliphant dives into the pits now from 4th position. Holden-Jones puts a move on Van Rensburg. Great move. And Oliphant off to the pits, of course. He will rejoin in 7th position. Boys got Hodgson for 12th. 2 teammates swapping around. Hodgson will come into the pits now on lap 19. Jim Clark does a 31.385. Hodgson, Corner Breed and Malherbe now into the pits. Beater now into the pits as well. Yeah, so Sterner can't hang with the pace of Clark, unfortunately. It's a good, 8/10 of a second slower that lap around. So Clark open up his advantage. Murray and Duggan now into the pits from 5th and 6th. Shark Boyd now suddenly just 2.7 seconds behind Sterner. So Boyd's really on a mission now. Clark now with a 31.974, quite a bit slower than he can produce. Hodgson passes Miller for 13th as Miller was leaving the pits. Okay, so Stenner also does a 31.9, so he matches Clark that last time around, but he needs to do better than that if he has to pass him. Peter Breen in 12th position. There's Nick Hodgson bearing down on him. Into the pits comes Jim Clark. And a decent pit stop should see him come out ahead of teammate Stoner. No problem at all. Where is Stoner is rounding the Parabolica at the moment. Jim Clark is just leaving the pits. And Clark comfortably ahead. Stoner's got Malherbe between him and Clark. Malherbe will step aside, noting those blue flags. Great job there from Moritz Malherbe. Into the pits comes Buerta. Okay, so that explains why Buerta was so close to Stoner suddenly, because he hadn't done a pit stop yet. Beat it back up to 3rd position. Sparks back out after his pit stop. Alex Duval now into the pits in 19th position. Oliphant's got Buerta as Buerta was leaving the pits. Oliphant sped past. Calden is now into the pits from 8th position. The Stoner has lost a good, 2.8 seconds or so during the pit stop phase. Seemed like Clark upped the pace once Stoner went into the pits. Seemed to do that quite comfortably. Went extremely quick through Ascari. It's got a decent run on Oliphant, closing the gap anyway. But that Valente racing car is running a very low drag setup, I've got a feeling. But see how Boyd is able to close up. Oh, he's run slightly wide. Dirty air coming off the Valente car, putting him off, running wide, and away goes Oliphant. Oliphant pulling away from Buerta with not too much problem at all. And they're closing up on Clark now. They gap down to 2.1 seconds. I think he's taken out about a 7/10 of a second those last 2 laps. Again, Stoner catching up quite a bit. If Clark's nursing some kind of hardware problem, or perhaps he's suffering from frames per second issues, but just seems not able to maintain his pace. It sort of fluctuates up and down. I just wonder if he's got some sort of a problem. It's not normally what we see from him. But taking nothing away from Sterner's performance so far, it's been absolutely fantastic to see someone taking it to Clark somewhat. Stern again taking another 6/10 of a second away from Clark. Gap down to just 1.5 seconds now. This is the only front pointer battle for 4th position. These two having a fantastic battle so far, trading lap times for lap times. Bread and Miller also close together. This is over 12th position. Oh, is Miller just suddenly breaks himself? No, in fact, I think it was Peter Bread breaking a bit too early. Miller sees an opportunity. And through he goes. Thanks very much. Holden is back into the pits now. What if he had a problem at last pit stop? Here's got Holden-Jones. Holden-Jones exiting the pits. I guess knocked by. Rudy Maria also caught up with these two cars. He's a lap ahead though. So Holden-Jones took to the escape road to let Marais through. And Sal's got Duggan for 9th, but Duggan trying to fight back. Nick Hodgson watching on, just behind them. Hodgson with a good run now. On Fansel, moves to the inside. Just like that, he swoops past, back into the racing line. And we'll now try and line up Duggan for 9th position. It's turning out within a second of Clark. One. To the pits comes Peter Bread. Comes Hodgson on Duggan. Duggan goes defensive. Hodgson's going to try and go on the outside. Oh, does he get it stopped in time? Yes, he does. Good move there from Hodgson. Hodgson now up into 8th position. Sterner's going to run on Clark. Looking to have a go at him into Ascari. Does he get it done? Yes, he does. Can he get it stopped now? Yes, he can. Well, Lawrence Sterner into the lead of this race. Off he goes. Can Clark come back at him now? No, Sterner cements that position at the front. Now, can he get away from Clark? That's the question now. Altman Boyd asks which team has entered 3 cars. It's the 3 Echo cars, but each team's only allowed 2 cars in fact, but they're allowed affiliate teams. So the Echo cars broken up into multiple teams. In fact, they're just running similar liveries. Mark Jansen van Rensburg now from 13th into the pits he goes. But yes, Sterner seems to have the legs on Clark. He's pulling away from him. Very impressive performances by Sterner. And he's really going for it. I just wonder if perhaps Sterner's running a different aero setup. It seems to be much better through the corners where Clark's catching up down the straights. Just have a look at Donnie Miller. Zafir van Zel now makes way for the leaders. Does a fine job, does Van Zel. To the pits comes Sterner now. Or is Sterner running an alternative strategy to Clark? Perhaps Sterner's running very light fuel load and Clark's running a heavier load. Perhaps Clark's going for a 1-stopper and Sterner's gone for the 2-stopper or even a 3-stopper. Because they look like very short stops indeed. So Clark back into the lead of this race. Hodgson to the pits too from 9th position. Wangi Mabida now in 3rd position. He's 8 seconds behind Sterner. Oliphant under pressure now from Boitzer once again. Oh, and a bit of contact there. I think Boitzer into the back of Oliphant. Oliphant perhaps put off there by the back marker. That's Peter Bread. But looks like it's all ended well. It's just Boitzer lost quite a bit of time there to Oliphant. Boitzer also passed Bread now. Peter Bread under pressure from Steven Sparks. Over 14th position now. Sparks is through. Great move. And Boitzer's got Oliphant. But Oliphant's going to come back at him now. Oliphant running really low drag, I think. Should breeze past as he does so. What can Boitzer do now under braking? Nothing is not close enough. Does close on Oliphant, however. Puts now with this good run on Elephant. But Boy just does not have the straight line performance. So Elephant pulls out again. Elephant weaving side to side, trying to break the toe. Go for me up the inside. No, he doesn't. Oh, he just tapped the rear of Elephant. Unfortunately, just put his car off balance. It's costing him a bit of time, but I think he'll be back with the Elephant in no time. Clark leading the way now by 26 seconds. When he's going to do his next pit stop, or will he do another stop? Will he try run to the end? I've got a feeling he's going to stop again. Elephant's just past Marquez and Van Rensburg. He's a lap down. He should now move aside now for Shark Porter, which he does. Good job. And suddenly Sternitz lost a lot of time to Clark. I'm not sure if he's had an off and didn't see any damage on the car. But that gap suddenly up to almost 35 seconds. It was a 38.9, so that's a good 8 seconds slower than his usual lap time. But no visible damage to his car. But, that's cost him quite a bit and possibly a shot at victory. There's the Oliphant now. He's into the pits from 5th position. His races with the Boete for 4th, of course. He rejoining 5th position as Rudy Mariosa comes in. So Maria rejoins our race leader Jim Clark, flies by. And just 17 laps remaining now. We'll be looking to control this race to the end. But a pit stop gap and a bit more on teammate Sterner. And Donnie Miller now into the pits from 12th position. Peter now in from 3rd. Donnie Miller now just leaving there. Echo car. Peter is joined just in front of Oliphant. Yes, yeah. And Remsburg and Boete caught up an incident there. Wow. So Boete's race ruined there somewhat. Oh, he's going to go off again. Those tires have gone off after that big spin. So Oliphant should be comfortably up into 4th position. In fact, here comes Oliphant now with the pit stop in hand. So it's gone from bad to worse from Boete. He's going to rejoin. He just needs to be very careful on those tires now. Just give him plenty of time to cool down. And off goes Boete. So that's gifted Oliphant 4th position. And Oliphant is 11 seconds behind Mabida. I'm not sure if you're going to catch it up before the end of the race. We have just 16 laps remaining. Steven Sparks onto the pits from 14th position. Holden is Spillamy and Peter Bread there for 15th. Steven Sparks still in the pits. I think he's racing these two we're looking at now. But Sparks is going to easily rejoin in front of them. Jim Clark now into the pits from the lead. And they should see him rejoin comfortably ahead of Sterner. It's quite a long stop here for Clark. Sterner has not even hit the parabolic yet. Clark comfortably leads. But Borgia comes in now, I think, to change those tyres. Danny Miller now a bit under pressure now from Van Rensburg. But it's still into the pits now. He's down to 16th. Oh, it's terrible luck there for Boita. He's doing so well. Eyeing that 4th position. Repairing damage, or he's trying to assess what to do next. Duggan's got Hodgson. What's happened to Hodgson? Hodgson is in the 8th position. Oh, he's challenging. Well, what do we run the outside? Actually runs wide. Someone's gone off, I think. Duggan actually went off. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. So he's going to stick here with Van Rensburg and Miller. I think this is game over for Jacques Boita. He just doesn't have the pits just yet. I think he might just have it to the end of the race. Mabida and Oliphant right together. I think Oliphant's in fact past Mabida. I'm not sure if Mabida had an off or a half spin. But anyway, Oliphant is through. Now we can see the time lost from Sterner and Clark. There's a 9.7 seconds gap between them. Before the pit stop phase, I think it was 0.7 of a second between them. Jensen's got Miller into the pits again. Comes Sterner. Sterner not happy about something. He will comfortably rejoin without losing position to Oliphant. I'm finished. Mabita now really close to Oliphant, just 0.8 of a second between them. Murray's further back in fifth position, but he's 18 seconds behind Mabita. Oliphant with a slight mistake there. Here comes Mabita on the run towards the Scori. Ten laps remaining now. Maybe they have a good drive now. But Oliphant's away again. These two catching up to one of the back markers. It's Janssen van Rensburg in 11th position. Van Rensburg, they're just taking to the escape route. Let's Sauer if I'm a bit of pass safely. Alfie van Selner under pressure from Nick Hodgson. Hodgson with the dive up the inside. Oh, he's got it stopped, has he? Yes, he has. Covers the line by Van Zel. Good job there by Hodgson. Nice clean overtake. Point blank puts one over Black Widow. Nick Hodgson, interestingly enough, on the super soft tyre. Just noticed that now. Jacques Boitz also on the super soft is lap down there, unfortunately, so perhaps just experimenting a little bit. Small hairpin under pressure from McGear. The corner Bread is a lap ahead, also trying to get past them. Maheba is trying to keep McGear at bay, but he also wants to lead his teammate past. Not too much fuss. Oh, on the dirty stuff goes Maheba. But he survived. But McGear's right with him now. There goes McGear side by side now with Maheba. Running on the outside, that's Brave, it's Ascari. Oh, he's got the move done. Good, great stuff there. Through goes McGear into 15th position. But Maheba's coming back at him. Can McGear super on the outside? Oh, he does one that's run to the back of him. There's McGear now. Maheba goes defensive. Good driving. Who's better under braking now? It is McGear. Can he get it stopped? Oh, no, he can't. Just. But Maheba goes back past. And McGear will have to try again if he can. Just 6 laps remaining now. And Oliphant's still got Mobita for company. A gap just under a second now. So Mobita's been making inroads. Beater 0.8 of a second quicker that last lap than Oliphant. Beater once past Oliphant. So we've got 4 laps remaining now. Malherbe and McGee still going at it in front of us too. Beaten out in the slipstream from Oliphant. Pulls out outside line into turn 1 and the braking we go. But Beater gets it stopped. Good move there by the Netcare driver. Through into 3rd position goes Bongi Mabita. Wow. I don't think Oliphant's got anything left for him. It's a lap and a half rain now for Jim Clark to secure victory here at Monza. Outstanding drive. Couple of wobbles there while Sterner was really taking the fight to Clark. But I've got an idea Sterner was in a completely different strategy and perhaps much lighter fuel load than Clark during their fight. But anyway, Clark has once again come out on top. Clark has started the final lap of this race with a 31.212. Solid lap time that is. Oh, Mabita's got Oliphant. What's happened to Oliphant? I think he's heading off. Mabita slipped past. In fact, Mabita was ahead of... Oh, another off here from Oliphant. His tires just had enough on that low aero setting. Can he get it to the end now? Mabita up into third position. Back to third position, I should say. The Helnes then 14th position. Jim Clark through the Parabolica for the very last time. What an epic drive by him once again. Congratulations to him and the Echo team. And of course Sterner will come through to make it an Echo Racing 1-2. Fantastic result for the team. And Bongi Mabita will complete the podium. 35 seconds behind Sterner. Good drive by Bongi once again. And Lawrence Sterner, sorry, beg your pardon, Leslie Oliphant will get 4th position. Rudy Murray is 5th position. He has already stopped the car. So Clark has lapped everybody up until lap position 5. Boyer will get 6th position. Duggan 7th. Hodgson 8th position. Alfie Van Zyl 9th. Corner Bread runs at the top 10 here at Monza. Mark Anson van Rensburg, good effort on his debut Division 1 round. He gets 11. Donnie Miller 12th. Stephen Sparks 13th. Holden-Jones 14th. Malhaber 15th. Mark McGee 16th. And Mark McGee just runs the corner to complete this race. And that concludes round 3 of the 2019.2 South African simGP series hosted by SimRace South Africa. If you want to get involved in the racing, you're welcome to visit our website at simracesa.co.za. Click on the Esports Leagues tab and find a sign up form, submit it, and you could be racing on Wednesday evening here in the Division 2 race at Monza. And of course we've got the round 2 of the Road to 2020.1 season series. Sort of aimed for our more rookie drivers, to mix it up with the more fresh, more experienced drivers. And that'll be coming up. Keep an eye on the forum for those dates. So until then, all the best and have a good evening. Goodbye.